Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Keishla Adderley. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping news tonight, the tourism minister mincing no words in his defense of the government's position to purchase the Grand Lucayan property in Grand Bahama. The prime minister made the announcement this past weekend, citing that his administration is trying to protect jobs there. Today, the tourism minister echoed the prime minister's sentiments, describing the decision as an emergency one. Here's Jimenita Swain.
With no interested buyer in the Grand Lucayan Resort, Tourism Minister the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar defended the minister's administration's decision to purchase the property. The minister says while the government does not wish to own a hotel property, it must take some action to protect jobs.
We feel compelled to step forward to do something. No one is willing to step forward to purchase the hotel, so the government must step in to avoid the closure of that hotel and the economic consequences that may appear or may happen. So, you know, it's not a good decision, but we have to make a decision. Governments have to act, and we have to act to save, to make an attempt to save the economy of Freeport, and that's what we're attempting to do. And trust me when I say, we recognize more than anyone that we don't necessarily want to own and run a hotel.
The Grand Lucayan closed a portion of its doors back in 2016 after significant damage from Hurricane Matthew. And most of the recent interest in the property's purchase was from the Wind Group, but government said their proposal was unacceptable. The asking price for the property was $65 million. As for critics who challenge where the millions of dollars will come from for the deal, the tourism minister had this position.
Life is about choices. You know, when we came to office, there's a certain amount in the budget that we had put in the budget for the Grand Lucayan project, recognizing from the outset that there would be the need to assist that project. Is it enough? Obviously not. So we'll have to take from one area, tighten over here, but we will come in on a budget. Okay, so I know that there are a lot of people who are complaining that, look, we jacked up our VAT and say we can't afford this and we can't afford that. And this is like a hurricane that is blown up. And so we have to deal with it. This is an emergency situation. And we're just going to have to belt tighten somewhere else.
Presently, 400 jobs are at stake. Prime Minister Minis believes the closure will only negatively affect the Lucayan Strip and Marketplace. Going forward, Minister de Aguilar insists that government will still be looking for a purchaser.
We hope, as quickly as possible, to find another buyer to take it off our hands. And that's the premise upon which we're going forward. And the Prime Minister has given his reasons for so doing. You know, the purchaser is threatening every day to close it and lay off all these behemoths and to close it. And once you close it, it's so difficult to reopen. So we're making the best of a bad situation, and we're trying as best as possible to be a kind and caring government. I know there are many naysayers out there. I'm from the private sector. Trust me when I say I don't want governments to buy assets like this. But the evidence is there. When we didn't act in the past, the results were devastating.
The tourism minister suggests that to do nothing runs the risk of another Royal Oasis debacle evolving.
And I want to remind the Bahamian people what happened there. The government did not step forward. They were hoping to have it sold. It was not sold. And the rest is history. You have a hotel that is dead, then had the effects of destroying the International Bazaar, and it died.
Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.